Imagine you are standing in the middle of a fierce storm. The wind howls, rain pours down heavily, thunder and lightning roar all around. Everything is chaotic and frightening. Yet right in the eye of that storm, there is a beautiful lotus flower blooming fully, pure white, fresh, and untouched by even a single drop of water. That lotus flower is the virtue of patience in your own heart. Have you ever felt like you were about to explode because of a harsh word from a colleague? Has your heart ever tightened with pain because of betrayal by someone you love? Or have you ever felt the urge to type back angrily at cruel comments on social media? Those are the moments when anger rushes in like a storm. But today, in this Dharma talk, we will discover together the wonderful secret that can turn that storm into a pure, calm lotus. That secret is patience, known as Kshanti in Sanskrit and Khanti in Pali, one of the most noble and powerful virtues in Buddhism. Patience is not weak endurance or helpless suffering. Patience is the inner strength of a true spiritual warrior. It is the key that opens the door to real peace and deep spiritual growth. In this talk, we will explore the true meaning of patience, inspiring stories from the ancient scriptures, how to apply it in our busy modern life, and simple daily practices you can start right away. Please take a deep breath with me now, calm your mind, and let the Buddha's teachings gently touch your heart. This Dharma talk is specially made for audio, so you can listen while driving, cleaning the house, sitting in meditation, or whenever your heart needs peace. Let us begin with our everyday life. Modern life is like a non-stop action movie. Work pressure, negative news, family conflicts, gossip behind our backs, all these feel like arrows shot into our hearts. Our natural reaction is anger. We get upset, argue, and sometimes want to fight back to release the tension. But after the anger passes, do you really feel lighter? Or do you only feel more tired, regretful, and see your relationships become more damaged? The Buddha taught very clearly in the Dhammapada, patience is the highest austerity. The Buddhas say Nibbana, Nirvana, is the highest. This means if you want to reach the shore of enlightenment, the virtue of patience is the most solid foundation. Without patience, all other spiritual practices can easily collapse like a sandcastle. So what exactly is patience in Buddhism? Let me explain it in the simplest way. The word, patience, Kshanti, has 3 deep levels, like the 3 strong floors of a solid tower. The first level is patiently enduring insults and harm. When someone scolds you, slanders you, speaks badly about you, or even hurts you, you're able to keep your mind calm and steady. You do not let anger arise or wish to take revenge. Not because you are afraid, but because you clearly understand that answering with anger only makes the fire in your own heart burn stronger. The second level is patiently enduring difficult conditions. Illness, failure, poverty, natural disasters, or obstacles on the path of practice. You still continue with determination and do not give up. Like a pine tree on the mountaintop that stands tall no matter how strong the storm blows. The third and highest level is the patience of realizing the truth. Anuppatika Dharma Kshanti. This is the deep understanding that all things have no separate self-nature. They arise due to conditions and pass away. There is no real I being harmed, no real enemy harming us, and the harmful action itself is only a temporary phenomenon. When you reach this level, your mind becomes as vast as empty space. Anger may come like wind, but it passes without leaving any trace. Many people confuse patience with negative endurance. Negative endurance means smiling on the outside while boiling with resentment inside, only to explode later. That is not the Buddha's teaching. True patience is wise, calm endurance that goes together with loving kindness, metta, and wisdom, panna. When you practice patience, you do not suppress your feelings, you transform them. You see the suffering in the other person and choose to let go so you can be free. The Buddha said, "Foolish people think patience is weakness. Wise people know patience is invincible." To understand the power of patience, let us look at some touching stories from the Buddhist scriptures. One of the most powerful teachings is found in the simile of the saw, Kakakupama Sutta. Middle Length Discourses 21. The Buddha told the monks, "Monks, even if bandits were to cut off your arms and legs with a 2-handed saw, if you let your mind become angry toward them, you would not be following my teaching." Many of us feel shocked when we hear this. The Buddha did not talk about small things like being scolded once. He spoke about the most extreme situation, being tortured and killed. Why? Because at that moment, anger cannot save your body, it only burns your mind and leads you to unfortunate rebirths. Keeping the mind free from anger even in the face of death is the way to protect your long-term liberation. This is a profound reminder for all of us, even in the greatest pain. Patience remains the greatest strength. Another deeply moving story is the Khantivādī Jātaka, the story of the patience teacher. One of the previous lives of the Buddha. In that life, the Buddha was a monk named Khantivādī who taught about patience. A cruel king named Kali wanted to test him and ordered his executioners to cut off the monk's hands, feet, nose, and ears. Blood flowed everywhere. The pain was unbearable. The king asked, "You teach patience. Are you angry at me now?" The monk, still calm and peaceful, replied, "Your Majesty, my patience does not live in my hands, feet, nose, or ears. It lives in my heart. My limbs can be cut off, but no one can cut my heart. I am not angry with you." Moreover, with boundless compassion, he made a vow, "When I become a Buddha, I will save you first." And that vow came true. The cruel king later became Venerable Kondana, the very first Arahant disciple of the Buddha. This story shows that patience is not powerless forgiveness. It is great love that goes beyond time and space, turning enemies into disciples. That is the miraculous power of a compassionate heart. In the connected discourses, we also have the story of Sakka, the king of the gods. When the Asura king Vepachiti cursed and insulted him rudely, Sakka remained silent and patient. His charioteer Mitali asked, "Lord, are you afraid or weak? So you endure this?" Sakka replied with beautiful verses. "Not out of fear or weakness do I patiently endure Vepachiti. How could a wise one like me quarrel with a fool?" And he continued, "Those who answer anger with anger only make things worse. Those who answer anger with patience achieve a victory that is truly hard to win." These verses are a living lesson for us every day. On social media, when someone throws stones at you, you can choose silence or answer with kind words. That is real victory. Now, let us learn how Bodhisattvas practice patience. In the Mahayana tradition, the great master Shantideva wrote the chapter on the perfection of patience in his precious work A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. He teaches that anger has no real independent existence. If someone harms you, analyze the causes. They act because of ignorance, because they are controlled by greed, hatred, and delusion, like a person who is mentally ill. You don't get angry at the stick that hits you, so why get angry at the person holding the stick? Patience is the calm space between the trigger and the reaction. Modern psychology calls this inhibitory control, the ability to pause before reacting. But Buddhism goes further. It is not just holding back, but transforming anger into compassion. One moment of anger can destroy the merit accumulated over thousands of lifetimes. Imagine you have built a beautiful castle of good deeds with sand. One wave of anger can wash it all away. Patience is what protects that castle. In daily life, the virtue of patience is extremely practical. Think about social media. Almost everyone has received cruel comments, edited videos, or gossip. In those moments, patience means not feeding the negativity. The Dharmapada teaches, one who is without anger in the face of abuse. When you do not reply with anger, you have already won. Try to see that the other person is suffering, carrying their own pain, and pouring it onto you. Instead of anger, you feel compassion. That is wise patience. In marriage and family life, patience is the glue that keeps love strong. Every day brings small conflicts. A husband forgets chores. A wife speaks harshly. Children are stubborn. Instead of arguing, stop, breathe deeply, and listen. Patience here does not mean enduring forever in silence. It means choosing actions that bring long-term happiness. There is a Jataka story about a king who knew someone was betraying him but still chose patience because he valued the rarity of good people. Even in social activism, patience is the foundation of non-violence. Thich Nhat Hanh and Martin Luther King Jr. beautifully applied this spirit. They taught, man is not our enemy. Our real enemy is greed, hatred, and ignorance within us. When fighting for justice, if we act from hatred, we only create new violence. But if we act from patience and compassion, we protect our own dignity and bring real positive change. As Mahatma Gandhi said, there is no path to peace. Peace is the path. Modern science also confirms this. Practicing forgiveness and patience reduces the stress hormone cortisol, improves heart health, and strengthens the immune system. In therapy, learning to notice anger without acting on it helps people overcome depression and anxiety. The Buddha taught these truths 2.600 years ago. So how can we practice patience every day? It is simple and practical. The first method, from Plum Village, Thich Nhat Hanh's tradition. When anger just begins to arise, stop. Breathe. And smile. Stop everything. Do not speak or act. Breathe in. I know I am angry. Breathe out. I smile to my anger. See your anger as a crying child and gently hold it with love instead of shouting at it. Second, contemplate impermanence. Ask yourself, the person who made me angry today, where will they be tomorrow? Where is my anger from yesterday now? Everything changes. Holding on to anger only tortures ourselves. Third, practice loving kindness, metta. Every morning, make this wish. May I be peaceful and happy. May the person who hurt me also be peaceful and happy. May all beings be free from suffering. Love dissolves hatred. 4th, contemplate dependent origination. When someone scolds you, see that it is just sound coming from their mouth, traveling through the air, entering your ear, and your mind interpreting it. Each link depends on conditions. You can choose not to accept this poisonous gift. Apply this in every situation. When stuck in traffic and someone cuts you off, instead of honking and shouting, breathe and think. They are also in a hurry and suffering. When your boss scolds you unfairly, stay calm, explain gently, or wait for the right moment. Every successful practice brings you great joy. Of course, patience is not easy. We carry old habits from countless lifetimes and often want to fight back for justice. Some people fear that patience encourages bad behavior, but true patience has wisdom. Be forgiving but not foolish. If necessary, you can distance yourself or firmly stop harmful actions, but do it out of compassion, not hatred. Imagine your mind is a bright fire. If someone throws garbage into it, the garbage turns to ash, but the fire keeps burning brightly. If someone throws flowers, the flowers burn, but the fire still shines. Patience is that fire. It burns away afflictions without being harmed. In today's world, with wars and conflicts everywhere, patience is even more important. Revenge only creates a vicious cycle of violence. The spirit of Khanti calls us to end hatred and choose reconciliation for the sake of our children and future generations. Like the story of President Jimmy Carter, who helped bring peace between Egypt and Israel by showing pictures of their grandchildren and reminding them to make peace for the children's sake. Dear friends, after listening to this entire Dharma talk, I hope each of us makes a strong determination to nurture the virtue of patience. Every morning when you wake up, remind yourself, today I am a warrior of peace. When anger arises, stop and remember Shantideva's words, if the problem can be solved. Why get angry, if it cannot be solved? What is the use of anger? Let patience bloom beautifully in your heart. You will find life becoming lighter, happier, and closer to enlightenment. Every step, every breath becomes a practice. Namo Buddhaya.